Alright, so in this video we're going to use the machine simulator from EasyPLC. We're going to do this measuring system. So what this does is it measures the box size, and the picker, it's a pick and place. It will basically pick and choose. It will go to either to accepted product or it will go to reject product. If reject product happens, then we'll go trigger the light. Now we're going to actually load our I/O right now. I actually saved us some time, and what I've done is I pre-configured the OPC driver, and I'm going to go ahead and load that right now so you can see that. Now as soon as we got connected right here, you can see that if I open up my RSlinx, you can see that my actual measure right here, this is my OPC topic that I'm using, it is currently locked and it is active. Now we're going to shrink this down side by side as we do, so you can see the logic working at the same time. Now I have this written in a state machine so you can easily see this and understand this. Now we're going to first start this. This does actually start off the HMI, so we're going to push the HMI Start button, and then we're going to watch the process work. Now as the process works, the photo eye gets measured right here, and then it comes down, picks. It picks based upon the size of the box, and then decides if it is an acceptable product. If it does, it goes to the far side. If it is a reject product, it will come to the other side, the 90-degree side right here, and then reject the product. With that said, let's go ahead and see how this thing measures. Alright, so currently we're going to come in here and we're going to watch right here. This is going to be state 1. Now the system is in state 1. It's going to measure the box right here. That's measuring the box off this photo eye right here. Then it's going to wait till it's in place. There's a photo eye at the pick right here. When it measures the box, we're going to then equate the box. We're going to multiply the box width or the size. This is going to be a reject size right here, and then you'll see that right here. It's going to come down and it's going to come over here, and then it will trigger to the a 90-degree turn, and then come up and trigger the light right here to let the operator know that there is an actual reject. At that point in time, they can go down and see that. But I want to explain the way this works real quick. So we measure the box, and when we're in state 3, what we do is we calculate the box. Okay, so we're taking the box and we're actually saying, okay, the box size, and we're actually multiplying that by a decimal, and then to get a calculated value. That calculated value again is going to be used, and we're going to negate that calculated value because the distance between the sensor and the box is a positive value. The actual machine is moving in a negative value, so we want to make sure we want to hit the top of the box and do not crush the box. So we're negating that value, and then we're going and I'm creating a tolerance right here, a plus or minus tolerance, and then allowing it to go into another state. In that next state, it does pick the part. When it comes over here, if it's within range, it picks the part, and then that suction comes on and it allows to pick that box and take that box over. Then it comes over here to the very next state, and if the box, this is where the box size determines. If it is above 500, then it goes, or below 500 right here, then above 500 for the box measurement, then it's a reject. If it's again right there, that was a reject. Now when it comes down to it, if it is below, if it measures below the stroke of the actual or the measurement, then it's actually going to come over here and say an accepted product. Now that's determined again in state 5, and in state 6 what it's doing is determining that if it did take the part, if it accepted the part, then that means the robot has gripped the part. Then it will come over here. Now you can see there's a mirror, there's a camera right here showing we have 2 reject boxes over here. We'll come over there and get those in just a second. Now coming over here, we're verifying in state 7 that the actual whether we did a 180-degree turn or a 90-degree turn, we're verifying that, giving it time to do that. Then we're transitioning to state 8. I come over here to state 8. We're then indexing outward. If we're in a 180-degree turn, we're going to index this, and we'll actually show this in just a second, move over, but we're going to actually index the actual the move. We're only moving it a certain degree. right? So we're actually, all these are analog values. You can actually see these analog values. If I pull up the IO, you can see the analog values right here. You can see them as they're running. So you can see the analog values with this machine running. And again, this is the machine simulator with EasyPLC. So let's actually come down here, and while we're doing this, let's actually go down and exit and go down to personal view, and we're going to run down here and get some of these boxes from the reject station that we have programmed. Okay, so at the very bottom, I programmed this to come on. So if I hit this, it will allow these rejects to come in and then go down here and deliver to the actual waste bin. Come over here, and now we're going to put that back down, and then we're going to go back into personal mode, and then we're going to come in, and one more is coming down. You can actually see that. So we can wait and see, actually stay down here and wait till that one passes through. And you know, again, there is a camera right here that we can see, and that camera view is at the very front of the machine, and you can see that. So what we're going to do right here, we'll wait till it pops up, and then go right here. As soon as it does that, let's go back over here. Let's go to the front of the machine so you can see how this functions and how this works. This does work, again, solely off the HMI. So I'm going to go a little bit further up so you can see the controls for the HMI. There's a start button here and there's a stop button here. Now what we can do, and again, this stop button does take it to state 0, and in state 0 it will stop. It will no longer work. The machine does fully stop, and again, what it does is it turns on the red light up here. You can see the machine stop button pressed. It comes over here, throws the machine into a state of 0. State of 0 is equal to state of 0. It's going to come on and unlatch everything that is necessary, reset all the actual commands for the actual pick and place, and then also for these are all analog values, and then it's going to cut on the red light. Okay, at that point we can hit the start button, and again at this point the start button is right here. In the state 0 we hit the start button, it goes into state 1. So I'll do that, hit the start button, it goes into state 1. At that point in time we do actually come in and start the process. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and do a trip view so you can see the whole process working and see the whole process functioning at the same time. So this does give you the whole index view, right? So you can see the whole process working. It is a pick and place, and it works off an analog value. And again, this is done in, looks like we have the whole thing programmed in about 18 rungs. And again, it is just a pick and place, and it does use analog values. Again, does use, so as far as this goes, we can show the value from here. So you can see this does actually go back and forth. So you can see this does index it back and forth, goes up and down. So we have two analog values. The two analog values that we're currently using, again, the calculated is based upon the actual box height, and we'll come down here and get the view from that. You can see right here, you can see the box height right here. You can see that measurement, that is the photo eye, it's actually measuring, and then it comes down here, gets the actual box height right there. And that's, again, that's important why we're negating that factor right here in state 3. We're negating that. We're taking our measured box and we're calculating it based upon getting it down to a decimal form. We're saying the calculation's done. When the calculation's done, we're negating that and pushing it in so that we can get the proper height of the box, and then we can, that way we can actually pick the box up properly, grab the box, and then take the box over and deliver it back onto the other conveyor at the proper height without crushing the box. Again, that is very important. This is a really, really good trainer because, again, it gives you a very good, valuable understanding of how the process works. So you see that we had multiple rejects right there, and again, the light goes off each and every time. But I'm giving you a ground view right now just so you can see the process working. So this box should come over here as an accepted box, and you see it does index out, comes back, and does everything in, again, controlled in a state function. This is another reject, so let's actually go back over there, hit the trip button over here, and come back and see that. So let's go back over here and we'll come down to the ground floor right here. Let's actually exit one more time, trip this back because sometimes it gets a little bit out of whack right here. So let's go to here and let's go here, walk over here and release all of our product that we have reject. Now again, this is just showing you a way to do this. This is just the boxes that are coming out are random, whether they'll be accepted or not accepted based upon the height that you have programmed. Again, we have a deemed height, again right here, an acceptable height and acceptable height that right here that we reject. And again, that's what we're actually going off of, and that's why this measurement, this actual machine is that much powerful, because really when it comes down to it, you know, you're actually getting a very versatile machine. You're understanding how the machine works. You can see the process of how it works. And we'll come over here so we can see the whole process and exit real quick, and then come back up here to the trip version and get the process whole. So again, the light does come off when we hit a reject. So just showing you that whole process and showing you how that all works, and it works off an OPC. Again, we're using Studio 5000 version 32, and at the same point in time we're using the OPC, which is the RSlinx Classic and the DDE OPC, and we have our OPC tied right here. This is all an emulated project. Very simple. Again, only 18 rungs of data, but it's very much complex to find out if your system, you know, is a reject or not a reject, but also to get the proper height of the pick and the place, right? You want to make sure you index out a certain way when you're going to the actual accepted product, and you're indexing out the proper way if you're going to a reject product. And you're also, when you're measuring it, you're negating it, because obviously we're going to a negative value here when we're indexed down, and then we want to come back and make sure we don't crush the box. Again, so this does work fully functional. I'll show you this whole process, and again, you'll see this. You can see the analog values as they are coming in. You can see the analog values right here. This is the out. This is actually the analog inputs in. These are the positions in that we're getting back from the actual outputs that we put in. These are the outputs that were coming in. So keep in mind that's measuring the box coming in here. These are going to be our outputs right here. You'll see that's our output down to pick up. This is our output going across, and then you can see the values over here reading back. Now we still have our digital that we can read, and our digital, what all of our digital inputs and outputs are doing as well. So again, this is just how powerful the EasyPLC machine simulator is, and how much better it is getting as we go. So again, when it comes down to it, if you are interested in getting this EasyPLC software and the machine simulator, all you have to do is email me and we'll get you a nice discount for you. And again, I use the USB, so I can go from computer to computer and take it anywhere I need to be and actually use this software. Again, very versatile, and again, it's currently, let's not exit. Let's just come down here and shrink this down so you can see the code side by side, and I'll actually show you the code running. So if you want to see the code stair stepping, right? So again, it's just basically a state. All it is a natural state machine. We're in state 1 right now. As soon as it goes to state 2, state 3, it jumps to states pretty quick after it hits state 3. But you can see the current state is what we're doing. We're loading the states on the right hand side, and again coming in here, and this is state 7 right here where it does the rotate. You see which it decides to rotate. This was a 180 rotate. Then it comes over here. The 180 rotate does index the horizontal command. Then we do verify that the horizontal command right here is equal to the command or the position feedback that it did go to. And then we come down here to state 9. Come over here and make sure we unlatch the part pick, that we release the part from the pick in place, and then we make sure we cut our conveyors on, and then we come down here and do the rest. So very simple, very easy way to program this, but very at the same time complex, because you need to know what you're reading and what your analogs, input, outputs are. So I wanted to show this again in a very side-by-side platform. And again, I am using emulator to do this. So there is no real processor to this, and you can show I/O, not show I/O. You can see the process running as much as you want. The process will be working and not messing up at all. Again, so I wanted to show you this, and again, if you're interested in this software, again, please feel free to shoot me an email. My email link will be below, and we'll make sure we get you a discount. This is a very good training software to use. I've shown this on many different videos throughout this YouTube channel, so check out the playlist for this specific software, and you'll see all the things we've done with it so far. Very good training software. I highly recommend it. Again, so with that said, we'll see you guys on the next one.